The single greatest achievement of the Koramite people, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is the domestication of the twin-tailed goat. Strong, steady, tough, smart, loyal, low maintenance. Anything you can imagine, they can do
Let me
it.
be clear.
They can breathe fire on demand. They make fantastic wool, give out milk. You can ride them, put them to work as pack animals, use them as sentries on town walls, have them watch over other animals, tag along as hunting companions. Only thing they can't do is turn into engines without, you know. Like the wolf and all other twin tails, the Teomora malakeos has 4 eyes, 4 arms, and 2 legs. It even has 2 tails, if you can believe that that's what those little nubs are. Like the other Malachite domestic animals, they're omnivores. Vegetables, grass, nuts, roots, mushrooms, fruit, bread, fish, meat. In Golavel, they even feed them peppers. Peppers. If it's anything remotely edible, they'll eat it. For most folks, the goats are far too valuable to be taken on hunts as they are. The kings of Malach and the hunters of Golavel make an exception. The valley men love their bonding, so the goats get used as link beasts instead of as engines. For those able and willing to use them, they are amazing hunting companions. Great hearing, good eyes, a decent sniffer, and incredible reaction time. That transfers over to the engines too, which is how I can do the things that I do. Each city has its own stock, and every shepherd will tell you that his goats are the best. Harshemim's goats are small, docile, and soft, with blunted teeth and fat udders. Great for domestic use, but terrible in battle. The goats of Golavel are aggressive, top-heavy, with horns that can break through stone. They're far too hard to control to make for good engines. Melach's goats are a sight to behold. Majestic, perfectly proportioned, maybe the most beautiful creatures I've ever seen. But an engine has to be powerful, not beautiful, and the king's goats are weak and rebellious. You can really tell the mountain folk have had it too good for too long at this point. Hachmorus is where you'll find the real thing. Their goats are bigger, better, stronger. They look neat, too. But most importantly, the handling on them is second to none. It doesn't even feel like a real beast engine. More like a second layer of skin. Their fur is tough, silky smooth, and completely fireproof. Multiple dense layers cover the neck, and it can deflect arrows without ever reaching the skin. The individual strands are the perfect length for flechette bombs. The fiery throat sac is exactly as large as it can get without interfering with the vocal cords. Their song is crystal clear and calming. Their roar is loud enough to pierce eardrums and carries for miles. Their hide, too, is phenomenal. Durable and elastic, just the right balance that offers maximal protection without slowing them down. The eyes, ears, and neck can all rotate freely, leaving absolutely no blind spots. The pupils can instantly and fully expand and dilate, offering perfect night vision and protection from blinding attacks. When you look into them, you can see a wicked intelligence and unbreakable will. The nostrils can flare up to an incredible size, allowing the goat to drink the air like water. The horns are lightweight, sharp, and durable, and are incredibly easy to morph. The teeth are razor sharp. The jaws have an incredible range of motion, enabling fine movement while still having a devastating bite force. The legs are long and muscular, with a combination of sinews that provide both incredible endurance and explosive power. The hooves, too, are incredibly durable. These animals have been bred to perfection, and not a single inch of their body is redundant. There are only two downsides to the goat engine. One, it lacks the sheer destructive power of more monstrous engines. No matter how hard you push it, and you can push it harder than any other engine, it won't be able to cause wanton destruction like a dread engine could. 2. The engine is too useful for its own good. The goat can be controlled even by the most plebeian driver, and rookies are desperate to get rid of it the second they can. You might have caught on by now that everything's a dick measuring contest here. And when you're packing nothing, you have to flex thrice as hard to be taken seriously. The engine can basically do everything else. Since it has hooves, most rookies end up morphing their hands into hammer fists. That's fine, of course, but between the horns, hooves, and fangs, you can create any weapon shape you want. Spear, sword, axe, glaive, shield, bow, and so on. That said, I stopped using traditional melee weapon patterns a long time ago. I prefer a more naturalistic approach, morphing whichever body parts fit my needs the most at that moment. The bodies of the goats have been warped in a very specific way by Harkoresh's curse. Rather than fight it, I often fall back on these innate patterns. The creature's unnatural form does the heavy lifting for me. That's why I sprout limbs from my upper back so often, for example, matching the curse of the mirrored twins. The goat has 2 ways to create fire: its mouth and the fur on its neck. Rookies have a hard time wrapping their head around fire breathing. And to be fair, it can take some getting used to the idea that you can and should spit at your enemies. When you're a little more experienced, you realize you can morph mouths on your arms and start spitting fire that way. You can shoot it in short or long bursts, fireball it. It can cauterize wounds if you're desperate, and it can even be mixed with a spit to make liquid fire. It's quite versatile. When you really figure the engine out, you'll realize you don't need it. The flechettes are where it's at. The goats can infuse their neck fur with fire, making them harden and blow up after a few seconds. That delay usually plays to your benefit. Most folks have never seen it in action, and assume the flechettes are just harmless darts. By the time they realize something's up, boom, gone. I usually just morph a bit of neck on my wrist and flick the flechettes that way. Theoretically, you could morph them across your entire body to turn into a living fireball, or maybe turn an arrowhead or spear tip into a giant explosive. Remember, they look big and hit hard, but weigh almost nothing. The goat's vocal cords are also an invaluable tool. Its roar helps groups coordinate over long distances, and the fear it causes can buy a hunter precious seconds when he's got a beast barreling down on him. It's decent for stunning smaller beasts, too. The song is its single most important ability, bar none. Its sound can get a frenzied engine or beast back to its senses. It works at longer range than you'd expect, and you don't even have to hear it for it to work. It just has to touch the vibrations in your body. It's hard to overstate how valuable this can be in the heat of battle, especially if whoever's losing control is the huntmaster or someone else who's particularly strong. Amazing, right? It really is a shame you won't ever get to use it. Maybe you're lucky you won't have to.